And here we are. We're back to the plot. I think this is where I basically start part 21, if I remember right. But even though I say back to the plot, we're really not back to the plot. We're still just exploring this place. And what we're going to be doing is that if you come down in the lower left area and surf across this, you come across another ladder that leads to the basement floor, the second level of the basement floor. Now, I can hear people right now. Here we are. We're in part 21. This is where the grand finale thing comes in. And again, I can just hear you guys that know what's coming. You know, you're basically just shouting it out to yourselves. You're like, oh, I know what's going on here. For those of you who don't, just be patient for about another 12 minutes and you will soon find out. Quite a number of trainers to fight down here, and they are some pretty high levels. You know, we got this guy here with 2 Marowaks, we got another guy with a KANGASKHAN, we got one person that has all the original starting Pokemon for Generation 1, although why he hasn't evolved them yet, I have no idea. Not the biggest challenges down here, but for the level that I am at, it can be seen that way. I guess intentionally, their levels are more lined up with the fact of what they expect your levels to be at once you acquire the move Surf. So I can understand that, because that is the level you pretty much should be at, although my guys are usually around level 26 and up by now, but later on we come across ones that are around level 27, so it can be interpreted any way you want it to. I got another hour. Work sucks the life right out of me, and I just realized next week is Phoenix Wright, and I think I have 2 parts left of the Phoenix Wright, and then I gotta start recording for the next series of parts. Good lord. Oh wait, no I don't. No, okay, I wouldn't have to. I'm talking to myself here, people. Pay no attention to me. I would just have to do the audio for the next upcoming parts, but I've already got that recorded. I don't have to worry about recording the next 2 parts of it for about another week or so. But anyways, we have KANGASKHAN here, who has a Mega Punch move, which I'm guessing is only like a 70% accuracy, but does a lot of damage. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I've always thought KANGASKHAN was good, but I've never actually went out of my way to get a KANGASKHAN, so as far as this moveset goes, I don't know. I have no idea what it really has. So here we go, we're going to be healing Quagsire a little bit. As you can see, I went and bought myself some super potions in order to save me some trips back to the Pokemon Center, because that'd get really tedious. And a bunch of super repels. I made sure to come prepared, because even though I will be cutting it out for the audience, that doesn't mean that I'm going to enjoy running into them all the time. Now, during a test play, it's not so bad because of the super speed up Visual Boy Advance has. However, when I actually do the real recording, whenever I do something like that, it'll pretty much speed up the amount of recording I did by about 1,000%. Now, even though the recorder has the ability to get it back to real time, and nothing really, well, I can't really say nothing really happens to it, because a lot really happens to it. Because it kind of messes up the whole entire video in that regard, and so I would end up having to record over 50 minutes worth in order to get this if it included all the wild encounters, and the editing process would pretty much kill me. So I'm making sure that I have repels like crazy. So now we're down in this area, and we come across our first batch of cool trainers. Cool trainers are essentially the best trainers in Pokemon Gold and Silver. They usually got the best combinations, the higher level Pokemons, usually the ones that they don't always give you the biggest challenge, but you can definitely tell that they're trying compared to other ones, such as, like, you know, the Pokefans always have like Pikachu and Snubbles. Bug catchers always have bugs, those flying dudes always have flying types. Picnickers usually have really obscure but very weak, you know, types to go against. But then again, like I said, you got these cool trainers that really make sure they have a good variety. Now, those of you wondering why Bulbasaur was able to get Razor Leaf to go, and then I got the first move the second time, don't ask me. I have no idea. I really don't. Boy, I really have no idea what to say. Okay, now see, the way Super Repel works is that it repels a lot of weak level Pokemon. However, if your Pokemon are a certain level higher than your Pokemon, you're going to run into them a lot. How many levels higher, I'm not exactly sure. So you can probably guess that they're not really that strong down in this part of the cave because Super Repel has been working. My guess is around levels 15 to 20 or so. But, you know, since the Pokemon that I have are of a much higher level, it's obvious that the Repel is obviously going to work against them, as you can see. Stupid, pointless info for the win. Oh, man. See, this is exactly what I mean. Okay, I'm sitting here watching what I did, and I'm not losing interest, but at the same time, 20 minutes of talking, but then again, what the hell am I talking about? When it comes to Phoenix Wright, I do up to 40 minutes of talking. But at least with Phoenix Wright, it's something different. This is the same thing again and again, just with different Pokemon to fight against. And as you could probably guess with this trainer, seeing the EEVEE at first means we're going to see EEVEE in all of its evolved forms, basically. Again, these cool trainers, basically, you know, like I said, they like to have a variety. Now, in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, they're called ace trainers. I guess calling them a cool trainer doesn't really showcase that they're experienced, it's just that they're cool. And that in the new generation, they figure they call it ace trainers because, you know, then you know that they are good and not just cool. I don't know. It's weird. And I seriously feel like I'm about ready to get sick. Maybe I can get out of work. If only I was the kind of person that would actually call in for work. But I'm not. Not to mention the fact that I kind of can't afford to call in. Especially in the situation I'm in, for Christ's sakes. Now here's something that, I don't know, I guess I get it, but I don't know. Everyone's favorite evolved form of EEVEE, mainly in Generation 1, was Jolteon. Now, I guess I could see it because it has really good speed and it's an electric type. In fact, back in the day, it was one of the better electric types you could get. But, I don't know. Jolteon never really was that big of an appealer for me. Flareon wasn't that much either. For whatever reason, Vaporeon was my favorite. And even today still is. I think a lot of people's new favorite is Espeon, the psychic evolution of EEVEE. But to me, Vaporeon's always my favorite. I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's just because I like water types and it looks like it's almost an ice type too. Because it can learn some pretty good Ice-type moves, and since Ice-type is my favorite type, yes, you heard it here, folks, my favorite type of Pokemon are the Ice-type Pokemon. Sneasel is my all-time favorite Pokemon ever, hands down. I have no idea why. Just when I first played this game and I saw Sneasel, I'm like, that's a Pokemon that I want. Not just because it was Ice, but because it looked cool. And because of Sneasel, I always liked Ice types and Dark types, but Ice types were then hands down be my all-time favorite, and even nowadays I refuse to evolve him into Weezile and whatnot. But here we go, people, the finale. That's right, people, the finale is me catching my all-time favorite Generation 1 Pokemon, Lapras. Again, Ice-type. I love Lapras. Like I said, you got Sneasel, and then Lapras is, I think, my third favorite. Typhlosion would have to be my second favorite. But as far as Gen 1 goes, Lapras is my all-time favorite Pokemon. And when I was making a video for this, I just knew I had to have him on my team. There was just no other way I could not have Lapras on my team. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people knew all the way from, like, probably part 4 exactly that I was going to get him. Because here's the thing about Lapras. He appears down here in the Union Cave on basement floor number 2. He'll appear once every Friday. So in other words, you gotta come by on Fridays to get him. If you accidentally make it faint, you can't get it until the very next Friday. So I got lucky here, although I did save ahead of time that if I did faint him, I would come back and get him because he was going to be on my team, period, no matter what. Here we go, throwing in the Ultra Ball just to make sure, but we all know that indeed Lapras is now a part of my team, my ultimate teammate. Hell yeah. See you guys in part 22.